Hello everyone, this is Grade 2, Module 7, Lesson 11, Homework. The directions for number 1 state, count up using the arrow way to complete each number sentence. Then use coins to check your answers, if possible. So, I'm going to count up using the arrow way for question 1. And if I need to, I can show to draw coins to help out with it. So for A, it says 25 plus something gets me $1 or 100 cents. So down below, they kind of filled out the arrow way. 25 plus 5 will get me 30. Now I'm going to count from 30 to 100 using tens. So 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And I know that when I did that, it's 70. So that's plus 70 because I counted 7 tens. So now I'm going to add this line and that line right there. So 5 and 70 get me 75. And I'm going to put my cent sign in there to keep my units correct. Let's look at B. So I'm starting at 45. And I want to try to get to my next 10. So I'm going to add 5 to get me to 50. And then I want to go from 50 to 100. So I'll count. I start at 50 and I'm going to count by tens and I'll tally how many tens I use. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tens is 50. So I add this and this to get 55 cents. Same thing down for, I'll do D, and then I'll leave C open for you. So I'm starting with a blank, so something plus 79. So I'm going to go try to get from 79 to 100. And I know my first step is to try to get to my next 10. So I'm at 79. I know if I add a penny or 1, I'll get to 80. And then if I count from 80 by tens, I can go 90, 100. So I'm adding 2 tens, which is 20. And that'll get me to 100. So now I just add 20 and 1 to get 21 cents. For number 2, they're asking us to do another thing. So arrow way again, and then plug in my number bond. And they gave us an example of a partially filled in one here to the right. We're trying to get to $1, which they've already changed to 100 cents. So 100 cents equals $1. So I'm at 19. And I want to get to my next 10. So I'm going to add 1 to get me to 20. And then I'm going to count by tens to get me up to 100. So I'm at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So I'm at 100 now, and I added 8 tens. So 8 tens is 80. Now to figure out this step right here, this missing number, whatever I added to these, I add together. So I had added 1 to get to 20 and then 80 to get to 100. So 80 plus 1 is 81. And this piece goes right into my number bond. So we'll do one more. And we'll see how this is going to work. And I'll do C because that one looks a little different. And B is the exact same thing. I'm just starting with 77, and I'll do the arrow way to 80 and then 80 to 100. So let's look at this one. My whole amount is 100 cents or $1. I know one of my parts is 53 cents because that's what I'm subtracting. I need that other piece because I know that I can take 53 from 100 or from $1 to get this. Or I can add on or count on from 53 to figure out what this piece is, because I know that this piece plus this piece will get me this whole amount. So I'll do the arrowway starting at 53, and I always want to try to get to my next 10, which I know my next 10 is 60. So if I count from 53 to 60, I have 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So I added 7 to get there. And then I'll count by tens to get to 100. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 4 tens is 40. So now I got what I counted by and then my adding. Anything that I added, 7 and 40 get me 47 cents. And that's my other part. So I can check it now. And I know that that's going to get me a 1, or carrying a 10 over, and I can put it down below or up above. I'll put it down here for right now. So I got 5 and 4 is 9 plus 1 is 10, and that gets me my 100. So that's my check right there, to make sure that my two parts actually add up to $1 or 100 cents. Let's take a look at page 2 quick. So on page 2, we're just simply solving. I'm going to use the arrowway to do this, just because that's what we've stuck to. And you'll see that there's an addition one and a bunch of subtraction. So I'll do one of each and kind of let you go then. So for the first one, I'm trying to get from 38 to 100. So my starting point is 38. I want to try to get to my next 10 by adding 2. That'll get me to 40. And then I can count by tens to 100. So 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 6 tens equals 60. Now, anything that I added, I'm going to combine or push together or add together. So 2 and 60 is 62 cents. Now, 100 minus 65. I'll use the arrowway and then I'll show one vertically as well, so you can see the vertical method with it. So I'm going to start with 65. That's one of my parts. I know the 65 plus this missing will get me 100 because I'm taking 65 from this. So I want to try to get to my next 10. So if I add 5, it'll get me to 70. And then I can go from 70, counting by tens, 70, 80, 90, 100. 3 tens is the same as 30. So if I add these two, I get 35 cents. Now the same thing can be done if I have 100 and I'm subtracting the 65 from it. I know I can't take 5 from 0, so I look next door, and I can't take any from there. So I got to go all the way over to the hundreds, and I'm going to borrow that 100, and I'm going to send 1 over here to the 10. So I'm unbundling a 10 there. So the 0 turns to 10. Now, I still can't take 5 from 0, so I can borrow from this. I have 10 tens. Now I have 9 tens. I'm going to send a group of 10 over, so the 0 turns to 10 ones. Now I can subtract. 10 take away 5 is 5. 9 take away 6 is 3. And it's the same answer that I got right here. And that's 35 cents. So 2 different ways to show it. Let's look at D. I guess I'll start in with D. And same thing. That's my whole amount, and I know I'm subtracting 27. So I could subtract 27 from it using the vertical method or the standard algorithm. Or I can start at 27 and work my way up to 100. And if I'm going to work my way up, I'm going to add 3 to get to my next 10, which is 30, and then count by tens. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And I have 5, 6, 7. 7 tens is 70. So I add 70 and 3 to get 73 cents. Or I can go off to the side and say I can't take 7 from 0, and I can't borrow from the tens place because there's none there, so I want to borrow from the hundreds. And I'm bringing over 100, which is 10 tens. Now I can borrow from the 10 tens, and I'm going to take a 10 and put it in to the ones place. And since there's 0 ones, now I have 10 ones because I borrowed a 10. So 10 minus 7 is 3. 9 tens minus 2 tens is 7 tens, and I'm left with 73. So 2 different methods that we could use. It's only asking you to solve, so whichever one you feel comfortable with. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching, and good luck with the rest of your homework.